So, okay, so here we are. Thank you for not braving the snow and sitting in your armchairs comfortably. I hope you can see. I'm trying to position it there. Can you just see the Dharma in the background there? Yeah, I've just moved around a bit because that's nice in Geshe-La's hand to see his image there. Okay. So let's begin. Now, we've been going through the Tara sadhana, and here we've got the image up. And we started with number 1 here. I don't know if you can see my little signal, but basically she's directly under green Tara. And we've been going anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I don't know if you have the images. They were uploaded to the website, but you know, you're just going to use your imagination anyway, because I'm going to describe it to you. But what we're doing for this session is working it down, and I intend to finish them this session, because next session we can just focus on the rest of the prayers, and it'll be our last session to do Tara Puja together. So I'm just going to quickly take you through what we normally do for puja here. And then we worked our way through all these lovely Taras. And let me skip a few now. And I do believe that we are on number 11. Yeah. So I think, you know, it can be a bit hard going through each of these Taras. So I was thinking about this because I could definitely feel in the room a sense of not boredom exactly, but just like had enough of this. So, but obviously I want you to become familiar with them and the energy they represent. And so what I wanted to emphasize to you is the different ways in which we can make praises to Tara. Kriya Yoga emphasized external devotion. Tara is a Buddha, and I will make offerings to her and requests for protection. She's out there. But Charya Yoga or Karya Yoga encourages both external and internal practices. So we say, Tara, you are amazing. You are this incredible goddess. I really want to manifest your qualities. Bless my mind. It comes down into you and you take on her qualities. So Tara exists, and if I generate her qualities, I too can become like her, or I manifest as Tara. Yeah. So that's what I want to bear in mind, because what I'm going to suggest, as I say, we're going to spend about half an hour on this, and then we're going to do puja together. So I'm not going to, you know, take up all your time with you know, going through each one, but I do want to finish them. And I thought what would be nice is if you are in a situation now where you're sitting at home comfortable, and you can just kind of, if you've got the images in front of you, just keep a little eye on them, see where you're going and the colors and the directions. But if not, it doesn't matter, because what we're trying to do is emulate, manifest, generate those qualities within ourselves. So as I do the description and move through the slides, I will describe her, each particular aspect of Tara, a different Tara, and you can visualize yourself as that. How does that sound? Or if you feel uncomfortable doing that, and it's not your practice to do that, to bring Tara into yourself, you can visualize her up in the sky. So let's just go through this, not too slowly, because actually it is about engendering energy, and I don't want you to get kind of lethargic and a bit dulled by it. So bear with me, enjoy it, because we're going to be doing puja and chanting and visualizing all together soon anyway. but for the time being, you can just enjoy. So I'm not going to read this. If you want to read the slide, you're very welcome. I'm going to describe what it means. Okay, so this is Tara eliminating destitution. She's golden yellow, and the nectar, they all carry this nectar in their hand, in their lap. Yeah. And it rescues everybody from destitution and poverty. So think homelessness. Yeah, we can very much relate to that. But especially the poverty of not having access to Dharma, wisdom, and compassion. So really, we're talking about somebody who is ones who are completely deluded by ignorance. So in the prayer, it says she's shaking and frowning, which she does in a wrathful aspect, and she can make the whole world shake. She's boom, and everything shakes with her energy. It's like we really have to be a bit Disney with these. It's like imagining super beings, you know? Well, why shouldn't we? We imagine things like Superman, don't we? Catwoman or whatever. So this is an incredibly amazing deity who is worth more than any of them and has omniscient power. So why not? Whom at her heart emanates countless hooks into the 10 realms, and she invokes and summons all that is beneficial to one's existence, such as longevity, wealth, and possessions. So imagine destitute, poverty-stricken people out there. You are giving them all those qualities. And once hooked, she distributes to all the destitute. So we have 3 levels of suffering. Outer, our financial problems and poverty. Inner, our tendency towards miserliness. And our secret, which is having no spiritual guidance. So this Tara, eliminating destitution, has the power to invoke the entire assembly of local protectors and engage them in virtue. And the 10 directional protectors are holders and carers of the ground where sentient beings reside. So pretty wrathful, pretty golden, and she's shaking, and she's going to make everyone who has poverty or homelessness, who is destitute, she's going to restore them in every wonderful way possible. Now we come to Tara creating auspiciousness. Deep yellow, her vase holds that which creates auspiciousness. And Buddha Amitabha resides in her top knot and crown ornaments and emits intense red light all around. Her actual crown is made of a crescent moon, and it blazes with intense light, brighter than all other moons, thus purifying the causes of suffering. So if you imagine yourself as this Tara, you're generating good conditions in which people can live long. You've got Amitabha up there, all that red light's going out. So it's healing and it's longevity. And this moon, intensely bright, purification. Now we've got Tara, that is opponent forces. Red. Her nectar destroys all enemies and foes of the Dharma. Whatever that might be. It's often worldly gods, or it's spirits, or it's demons. Foes of the Dharma, you could say, you could see in the world today as being those who seem to manifest the absolute opposite of peace, harmony, love, compassion, equanimity. The horrendous, what we call Buddha monsters of the world, dictators, the murderers, the lost, the incredibly lost. a wrathful nation, which you would need to destroy these forces, often surrounded by a wheel of like fire, wisdom fire, transcendental wisdom fire, compared to fire at the end of an eon. We could barely imagine that. But if you imagine yourself surrounded by this intense burning fire that's going to destroy anything that opposes the Dharma, she joyously destroys inner demons and turns the wheel of the Dharma, meaning that she's always teaching. She's never going to stop. She's never going to give up. Destroyer of opponent forces. And now we have number 14, Tara, the wrathful one. Get into this wrathful energy now. She's black, slightly wrathful frown. The vase has nectar which subdues all interference. She covers the surface of the world with her palms and stamps on the world with her feet. So she's really moving. She's really making movement. There's a lot of energy here. And from the blue hum, fire emanates and subdues beings living in the 7 underground levels. We're talking about the Nagas, kind of spirits of forests or caves or underwater. They're semi-divine, they're half human, half cobra. They can help or not, depending if they're on your side. So she gets them on your side. She magnetizes them. Evil spirits, anything which represent, remember, this is also very symbolic of our harmful delusions, very harmful delusions that create animosity, hatred, rage, violence, cruelty. Think those. So she needs to be wrathful, and she scowls. There you go. Tough energy. Number 15 is Tara of serenity and peace. So now we go into something completely different. She's white. So from black, we go to white. So you're changing the energy very quickly in yourself. You know, you can be this, just like a mother or a parent, a father. You can be this in order to sort out your kids, or you can be this, full of love and nurturing. So her nectar pacifies all negativities and bestows eternal happiness. She's called the happy one because she only experiences happiness due to all her virtues. She's totally virtuous. Externally, she possesses the vows of individual liberation, so the realization of emptiness. Inside, she has internally the morality of the bodhisattvas, think the 6 perfections, and secretly the tantric powers, as shown in her posture, her robes and her ornaments, are all symbolic. She's called the peaceful one as well because she's pacified all delusions. She recites, this is her mantra, Om and Soha, which generate devotion to her, and they can purify the 10 non-virtues of killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, idle gossip, divisive speech, harsh speech, wrong view, covetousness, and ill will. She also protects us from the karmic results of the 5 heinous crimes, which are killing the mother, the father, an arhat, and who has realized emptiness, causing a schism, division in a community of Sangha, and drawing blood from a Buddha. So this Tara is purification, so we can complete the accumulation of merit to achieve a state beyond sorrow. So just think of yourself, white, peaceful, happy, but all this power, the morality inside, emptiness, tantric practice, and she can purify all those negativities those heavy, heavy negativities, the 5 heinous crimes, the 10 non-virtues. Okay. So then we go to 16, number 16, Tara, the destroyer of attachment. So she's deep yellow-orange. Her nectar increases the power of mantras. And remember, mantras, when we say mantras, we're tuning in to something really subtle within our nerve system that's always been there. So instead of it being like a superficial saying, which you think, I'm not sure whether this has any meaning or not, it reverberates within you and gives you Tara's energy. She destroys attachment. So she subdues our afflictions. She loves teaching. Her light rays emanate from the 10-syllable mantra, the mantra, at her heart with the sound of hum. She liberates all beings from interferences to their practice. So if they're finding problems trying to get to teachings, or if they don't understand the teachings, interferences, you know, from a Tibetan Buddhist view, could be spirit, harm, or it just could be that our karma is holding us back from fully engaging. Her wrathful mantra destroys the enemy of one's attachment to the self-cherishing I, the self inside the body, and one's attachment to that which is outside the body. And she begins the homages representing the various enlightened activities, peaceful and wrathful mantras. So it's very much about speech. Yeah? It's very much about her speech and the power of the mantra. Okay, we're getting there. Number 17. Tara, accomplisher of all bliss. She's red. Her nectar subdues evil mantras and black magic. Yeah. So, you know, we struggle with this sometimes, the idea of these kind of things. But if you think about how we can, if you like, generate white magic, how Tara, all the Buddhas, the deities, our lamas, they kind of inspire white magic. I mean, I know this is a silly story, but you might like a silly story at this point. But when I lived at Manjushri Institute, there was a big fair organized as a fundraiser and also to show the local community that we didn't mean any harm. That we might be crazy Buddhist hippies, but actually we were okay. So we had all kinds of stalls arrayed, but as is usual in England, it decided to rain in a way which was going to just mess it all up completely. So a group of students went to the lamas, and His Holiness Songren Rinpoche was there, not the nice new young one, but the old one with the beard and the serious countenance that looks like the absolute epitome of a lama, you know, incredible, powerful face. He was there, and a few of the other geshis were there, and they did their rain dance. They didn't dance, but they sat outside, did puja and banged the drums and the damaru, and there was, you know, it was all going off. And I swear, the clouds parted and the sun came out and everybody came. Now, there you go. There's a bit of white magic for you. Not incredibly important, but it was a show. And it's what they can do. They're definitely magic. So why not black magic? If there's people there who are, you know, are really deluded, ignorant. Yeah. So there you go. Her nectar subdues evil mantras and black magic. And by stamping with ture and hum, she can move the outer transitory worlds, you know, she can move them that I'm talking about the realms in the desire realms in particular. So her second homage represents the enlightened activity of moving 3 realms, which would be the lower realms, with her wrathful energy, shaking them around in order to move the stagnant energy and shift any black magic and interference. The accomplisher of all bliss. 18. Tara pacifying and eliminating poisons and sickness. White. Her nectar does what it says on the box, pacifies and eliminates poisons and sickness. And she's sitting on a peahen. That's a sort of, is it a female pheasant or is it, anyway, you'll be sitting there telling me what it is and I can't hear you. But she's sitting on a peahen. She's called the victorious one. Her hand holds a moon as white as the celestial ocean in the Pure Land that reflects peaceful animals such as deer and hares. The third homage, enlightened activity of clearing away and stabilizing poisons by verbally sounding Tara twice and the syllable Pe. Yeah, totally dispelling poison. 19. Tara, eliminator of disputes and bad dreams. Well, that sounds helpful. She's white. And again, the nectar does what it says on the box, eliminates disputes and bad dreams. She's placed on the crown of all kings of gods and humans, and with her blessings, disputes and bad dreams are eliminated. So a very useful one to remember. I mean, you see, with these, you can just take the little verses that mean a lot to you at the time and recite them on their own. Yeah, you can do that. And her enlightened activity is exactly what it says, dispelling bad dreams and conflicts. Conflicts, that's useful, isn't it? We all suffer so much from various conflicts with people we love, people we don't. And we even have conflicting views with people we don't know. And so we're sitting there feeling very frustrated because we disagree with politics or something. Well, that's a conflict in your mind. So it's useful to be able to pacify that. And hence it will affect your dreams. So our dreams, often we're processing we process a load of stuff, but we're processing a lot of anxieties and worries. Yeah. So if we are having a sort of feeling of Schadenfreude, you know, the world is, oh, so awful, I just can't cope with it, then it sort of gives us the energy to eliminate that. Yeah. And recognize the value of gods and humans. 20, Tara eliminating plagues. She's red-orange. And intense clear light emanates from her eyes. And as she utters Hara and Tutara, she dispels contagion. So we focused a lot on this during the virus during COVID times. Her enlightened activity eradicates fever and diseases. So I would always give this quite a bit of welly, you know, when we were doing it, when I used to do Tara Puja monthly with my Russian and Ukrainian students. It was also to do with the war, but it was also, you know, kind of after COVID time. So Tara eliminating plagues. 21. Tara, rays of light. White, her nectar accomplishes virtuous activities. She's endowed with 3 essences: Om at the crown, R at the throat, Hum at the heart, and she can pacify poison and afflictions through illnesses. This includes the powerful poisons of demons, zombies, and yakshas, which are, you know, they're all kind of out there as beings who are definitely in a very suffering state and are full of ignorance. Enlightened activity destroys foes, subdues evil spirits, and it's said that this 21st Tara, which, if you're looking at the Taras now, there's red Tara directly beneath her, and just oh no, it goes down to, yeah, white Tara in the corner, doesn't it? Yeah, well, I don't think we've counted that one, but anyway, I guess go by colors. Look at the colors on your image would be better. So yeah, it said that this 21st Tara has accomplished the enlightened activities of all the previous Taras. And there we have them. Yeah. So there we are. So what we do is, once we've done 3 rounds of Taras, we go on to the visualization. So I would like to kind of save the last explanations. There's some things in the prayers, you know, that might cause some confusion. I'd like to save those to the last session. They won't take that long. And there we have it. We've gone through all the Taras. I wonder if anybody's still left. Where are you all? Or am I talking to myself? No, you're all there. Great. Oh dear. So before I start puja, as we're such a nice little group, can I ask, how are you doing with this? Do you feel like there's a better understanding, you know, doing all these manifestations of her energy? How are you feeling with it? Give me some positive feedback before we do it, will you? Do you get it? Or good?
Yeah, I think it's great, actually, you know, rather than just say, oh, there's 21 Taras and one does this and one does that, but actually to look at each of them specifically. That's helpful.
Good. I'm glad, because we won't remember it all. But if we do, you know, we won't. But if we do, actually, what I will do is, when I leave or before I leave, all these slideshows, the slideshows in themselves, I will make available. And if they've got notes, which I think is useful to you and not specific for me, then I'll add those so you can access them. But I do recommend that if you want the descriptions, I'm plugging this book here. You know, this is so useful. And there is this little book as well, which I found, and I'm sure there are others. This is the commentary by Venerable Geshe Dawo, but it's not as thorough. It doesn't give the information here, the Chittamani Taras and the 21 Taras, and it's got the lovely coloured imagery in here as well, you know. So that's all I can say, really. It depends how much you're into it. Some people just like, okay, I got all that. It's lots of different Taras. I just go with the flow. If I've got the image in front of me, I can see the different colours. I know the idea of the nectar now. That's useful. All the nectars are very specific. And then you just kind of, you know, do what we normally do in pujas, which is space out a bit, really, with them and enjoy them. Okay, so on that note, let's do puja. And please bear with me if it clicks and stops or I get lost. I'm doing this on my own, but yeah, I've got everything with me, got a glass of water, so let's do it. And you enjoy the guided visualizations. I've just got to make sure just let me, does that work? That works. Okay, I got it. Okay. So let's just get ourselves into a nice mental space. Feel comfortable. Look at the images. Absorb those taras into your consciousness. And let's again dedicate the puja. You may have your own personal ideas. I'm still thinking of the dreadful earthquakes, which are kind of going out of the news now, but it's ongoing, over 20,000. I mean, just horrendous, unbelievable poverty and destitution and misery these people are facing. So let's dedicate all our energy to that. And if there's anything in particular that you want to dedicate, do it in your mind now. Bring down the objects of refuge. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. We pause. Generate love. Maybe for the beings that we're thinking about tonight and dedicating to. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. We generate compassion. May all sentient beings never be separated from sorrowless bliss. Empathic joy for all those who have found the Dharma and are practicing. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, both greed and hatred. I'll guide you through this. You're sitting there as yourself. And then instantly at your heart appears a white R made entirely of light. And that transforms into a white moon disk. At its center appears a green syllable Tam, the essence of Tara's blissful omniscient mind of wisdom and compassion. Clockwise, standing around the edge of the moon, appear the letters of the mantra on Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Green light. This is all happening in your heart space. And from the Tam, rainbow-colored light. Really enjoy this. Full color, goes out in all directions and invokes Tara to appear in the space in front of you. Make her large and lifelike. Very real. You feel her energy as she's seated on a lotus and moon disk. Her body is made entirely of emerald green light. That's very vivid. She's youthful, like a 16-year-old dancing queen, and she's exquisitely beautiful. Make her your own. Not like an image you've seen, yours. Her right hand on her right knee is in the gesture of giving. The Dharma. Anything that any being wants to make them happy. And her left hand at her heart is in the gesture of refuge, holding the stem of a Nutpala flower that blooms by her ear. This amazing plant that supplies healing. And her left leg is drawn up, and her right leg slightly extended, ready to leap up and help beings. There's a lot of vitality and movement in Tara. Her face is very beautiful, and she smiles with loving kindness at all sentient beings. It's that kind of beauty. And surrounding her in space are 21 other Taras, as well as all the other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Don't forget them. Fill the space. And surrounding you are all sentient beings. So you've got mother, daughters, sister, aunts, friends, all the females on your left and the males on your right. And then gradually behind you, it just fills and fills. All those beings that you're praying for. And you lead them. Keep that in mind. It's your bodhisattva vow, your role as a bodhisattva when you're reciting the prayers and requests to Tara. So let's generate the qualities and we recite the 7-wing prayer. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues created by myself and others to the great enlightenment. I prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift, heroic, eyes like lightning, instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of 3 worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage, she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent, as 1,000-star collection. Homage, golden blue, one lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, her sphere. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the 7 worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All Lords, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marut, honored by the hosts of spirits, corpse raisers, Gandharvas, Yakshas. Homage with her trut and pay sounds, destroying foes' magic diagrams, her feet pressing left out, right in, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to the very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart, her fingers adorn her with 3-jewel mudra, light ray masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous, radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's divas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorned with crescent moon, all ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage she mid-wreath ablaze like, eon ending, far abiding, right stretch, left bent, joy surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with a letter whom the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage, she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, frees with whom and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to Re with seed letter of the shape of syllable whom by foot stamping shakes the 3 worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage holding in her hand the hair-marked moon of Diva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pe, totally dispelling poison. Homage she whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating power by the set of 3 natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and raise corpses supreme ture. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Om Jed Sunma Bhagmadral Mala Chakselo Chatsel Drumanyo Mapamo Cheni Keje Lodandrama Jiten Sungon Chuke Shelgi Kesa Jewa Leni Jungma Chatsel Tunke Dawa Kuntu Gawagani Tsepe Jelma Kamaton Tratso Panamki Rab Tuche we urabama, chadsel sonyo chunekeki, Payamaya Chagninam Pagyam Jimpatsun Tudkatub Jiwa Zerpasam Tencha Yunima Chatsel Deshin Shepet Soto Tayenam Pagyal Wachama Malu Paro Chimpatope Gelwese Kishin Tutenma Chatsel Tutara Hom Yige Danjo Kardamna Gangma Jiten Tumpo Shapginente Lupame Pagupanyuma Chatsel Gaji Milat Sangpa Lunglanat Sowan Chuchuma Jumporo La Risa Namdang Nerjin Soki Dunatuma Chatsel Trache Chatampeki Paro Tokorab Tujoma Yekun Yakam Chapkinente Meba Tupashin Tubama Chatsel Ture Japachempo Duki Pawanam Pajoma Chuke Shel Nitra Nientense Drawo Tamche Malusama Chatsel Concho Somson Chage Zomo Tokonam Pagyama Malo Choki Kolo Gampe Rangi Akitsok Nam Trukma Chatsel Atukawajipe Ugen Akitreng Wapelma Jeparab She Tutarayi Dudanjik Ten One Tu Sema Chatsel Sajikan Wetoknam Tamche Kukbanu Manima Tronye Yerwe Gehungi Bomba Tamche Nambadrolma Chatsel Dawe Kumbo Ugen Gempa Tamche Shantubama Relpe Kuna Erpagmele Tapashin tu Erabsema Chatsel Kapete Mameta Bawe Trengwe Unanema Yekayan Kankone Koge Drayi Pungni Nampajoma Chatsel Sajinyo Lachagi Tilgino Chikzaki Duma Dronye Chense Gahungi Rimpadum Puramni Gamma Chatsel Dhamma Gamma Jima Nyanyen Daji Chayonima Soham Dayang Dadempe De Pachimpo Jompanima Chatsel Kunnekorab Gewe Drei Lenu Nampagama Yege Chupe Naknikepe Ripahem Ledrumanima Chatsel Sere Dabni Depe Hungi Nampe Sabonyema Rirap Mandara Dambeje Jiktensun Nam Yuwanyema Chasela Yitso Yanampe Rita Tachen Chaknanama Tarani Jopeki Yige Dugna Malupani Selma Chasela Yitso Nam Gelpo Ladami Amchiyetema Kuneko Chagawajiki Serdami Lamyan Paselma Chatsel Nima Dawa Gepe Cheni Bola Urab Selma Harani Jotutarayi Shintu Dapurimne Selma Chatsel Deni Sumnam Kupe Jiwe tu Danyang Dadema Dundang Rola Nojit Sognam Jompature Rapchonima Sawenya Kitu Padidang Chatsel Wanyini Chusachig Excuse me. Om, I prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of three worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage, she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000 star collection. Homage, golden blue one lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation her sphere. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage, filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the all-lords, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marut, honored by the hosts of spirits, corpse raisers, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Homage with her trud and pace sounds, destroying foes' magic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to Re, very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart, her fingers adorn her with 3-jewel mudra, light ray masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage, she so joyous, radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's divas. Homage, she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorned with crescent, moon all ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage, she mid wreath ablaze like eon ending fire abiding, right stretch left bent joint surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage, she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter Hum, the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage, she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, freeze with Hum and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to Re with seed letter, of the shape of syllable Hum. My foot stamping shakes the 3 worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage holding in her hand the emerald moon of Diva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pe, totally dispelling poison. Homage, she whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad green dreams and conflicts. Homage, she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating power by the set of 3 natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and raise corpses supreme ture. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Visualize much radiant and blissful green light from the Tam and mantra at Tara's heart as she is in front of you. And all this incredible, it's blissful. It's streaming into you and into the sentient beings surrounding you. Laser beams. This light purifies the imprints of all negative actions and dispels all sickness and harms from spirits, however you see them, as delusions, beings. In addition, it brings inspiration and blessings. So it's destroying negativities and bringing positivity. Blessings from Tara, thus enabling you to realize the entire gradual path to enlightenment quickly, speeding up your path. And while you do that visualization, make it really strong. Focus on this green, incredible light. And it's into your heart, into the heart of every being. And as it reaches every being, everybody is becoming peaceful and pacified and healthy and all the things you want them to be. Wealthy, knowing that they have homes, all their destitution and poverty destroyed. And then recite the mantra, the peaceful mantra. And if you like, you can visualize every being saying the mantra with you. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 No. Tare Tu Re Soha. Tare Tu Re Soha. Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. And Tara is extremely pleased with you. She's smiling all over her face. And she floats to the top of your head, faces the same direction as you, then dissolves into green light, which comes down through your crown chakra, down to your heart. Feel it coming there, very blissful, very blissful. And she absorbs into you. You become the Tam, the essence of Tara's blissful, omniscient mind of wisdom and compassion. There it is at your heart. O compassionate and venerable subduing goddess, may the infinite beings, including myself, soon purify the two obscurations and complete both collections, so that we may attain full enlightenment. For all my lives until I reach this stage, may I know the sublime happiness of humans and gods, so that I may become fully omniscient. Please pacify quickly all obstacles, spirits, obstructions, epidemics, diseases, and so on, the various causes of untimely death, bad dreams and omens, the 8 fears and other afflictions, and make it so that they no longer exist. May the mundane and supramundane collections of all excellent, auspicious qualities and happiness increase and develop. May all wishes be fulfilled naturally and effortlessly without an exception. May I strive to realize and increase the sacred Dharma, accomplishing your stage and beholding your sublime face. May my understanding of emptiness and the precious dedicated heart increase like the moon waxing full. May I be reborn from an extremely beautiful and holy lotus in the joyous and noble mandala of the conqueror. May I attain whatever prophecy I receive in the presence of Amitabha, Buddha of infinite light. O deity, whom I have accomplished from previous lives the enlightening influence of the 3 times Buddha, blue-green, 1 face and 2 arms, the swift pacifier, O mother holding an oak pile of flower, may you be auspicious. Whatever your body, O mother of conquerors, whatever your retinue, lifespan or pure land, whatever your name, most noble and holy, may I and all others attain only these. By the forces of these praises and requests made to you, may all disease, poverty, fighting, and quarrels be calmed. May the precious Dharma and everything auspicious increase throughout the world and direction where I and all others dwell. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the state of Aryatara, that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. By whatever I have collected from venerating these subduing blessed ones, may all sentient beings without exception be born in Sukhavati, the joyful pure land. You who have abandoned all bodily defects and possess the signs and marks of a Buddha, you who have abandoned all defects of speech and possess a beautiful sparrow-like voice, you who have abandoned all defects of mind and see all the infinite objects of knowledge, O brilliant mother of auspicious glory, please bring your auspicious presence to us. Janshub Samchub Rinpoche, Ma Kye Panam Gye Kyo Chik, Kye Wanyam Pama Payang, Gong Ne Gong Du Pelba Shok. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Gang ri ra we ko we jing kam die pendang dewa malu ju we ne chen re se wan ten sen gyat so yi sha pe si te badu tengyu chik. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. Tonyi Ningje Sundu Jupelam Cheche Selse Genchen Tendrugun Jagna Pemu Tensing Yatsula Solwa Debso Shedun Lundrup Shok, Savior of the Snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who makes the path that is unification of emptiness and compassion extremely clear, to the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously filled. Tukchul Changjin Jamgun Gyalwe Ten Sinkyong Perwe Kunzu Tupudze Chosum Kowe Legmun Tudrupa Dasol Duje Gundu Japten Shog. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers, honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed. May I be a source of healing for all sentient beings. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be at ease. And there you all are. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. You can unclick and say bye-bye to everyone.
Thank you, Ondy.